Hey guys, Brutal here. Throughout the month of June, I'm going to be doing this little mini-series revolving around Mythic Plus tips and tricks. I actually reached out to a bunch of friends of mine, people like Gosu, Plucka, Jack, Jazzy, and many others, and hopefully, over the course of many different episodes, short, concise tips and tricks will be fed to you, provided to you, about how to improve your stature and playstyle and survivability and many other things in various Mythic Plus dungeons. And these guys, in some cases, are recording their own stuff, feeding it to me. We're going to be integrating into the videos. It's going to be awesome. So as different people are, giving out this information to me, as they are recording video, audio, whatever, just enjoy it, soak it up, use the comments below to ask questions, and even post your own tips and tricks, and I will integrate them into the video in future videos, I guess I should say, and it's just going to be so much fun. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here are various tips and tricks for Mythic Plus Season 4, Battle for Azeroth.
So here are some tips for Mythic Plus as a melee. Tip number 1 is to know what you're fighting. Knowing if the mobs have frontal cleaves or AoEs around the enemies that will do on themselves. This allows you to stack on the tank or stack another melee to really cluster up certain mechanics that you may need to stack for, saving space, other things along those lines. Tip number 2. A lot of being good in melee is just practice, like planning out your movement, having a very good in and out combat fighting style, understanding what's going to be on the ground, if there are circles, in certain places, ranged mechanics that you don't want to step in because everything's completely cluttered. It's just it takes a lot of practice. Tip number 3 is going to be maximum uptime. This involves making sure that you are predicting where your tank is moving, understanding how he's kiting things, and don't let your melee white hits be thrown away because you're letting yourself not really understand where everything's going. That's one of the biggest tips, is just to do that. Tip number 4, and this is probably the biggest stress factor, is you're not just a damage bot. You are the lockdown of the group as melee. You either have gouges, kidney shots, different kinds of stuns, your AoE stuns, interrupts, imprisons, anything along those lines really give you the ability to lock down stuff, and your healers are going to thank you for it as well as everyone else. There's not many classes that have a whole lot of lockdown, but as a melee, that's one of your biggest jobs. That and the fact that you have a really low kick kind of just gives you the ability to interrupt things very frequently. And that's another really big thing you want to use, on cooldown. Don't just expect other people to do it for you. Being vocal and calling out your interrupts and your stuns and things like that is going to help you out a tremendous amount in pushing your way higher up on the IO ladder. And then back to tip number 1, my last tip is just pay attention to where the tank is going, at all times. That was going to allow you to, if you're running Twilight Dev, you can pay attention to what's in front, make sure that your procs are going in the right way, or if you're not running Twilight Dev, just kind of understanding to keep yourself in a high uptime. And yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. Thanks. Deuces. Has tips with Jazzy.
Hey guys, my name is Gosu QT, and I'm currently the #1 IO lock on North America, and you can follow me on Twitch at Gosu QT. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about properly managing your cooldowns in Mythic Plus. So before I even start the key, I like to use the add-on called Method Dungeon Tools to break down the key into little 2-minute chunks to find out, where I want to use my cooldowns. It just breaks the key down and allows you to look at what pack you want to get the most value from your cooldowns with. On top of that, making sure that you communicate with your tank when you have cooldowns is very critical to get overall maximizing your uptime and your DPS. So by communicating with your tank, it allows your tank to be able to pull more mobs at one time and can really save you time overall in a key. You gotta think, so if 2 packs takes 30 seconds and you do 2 packs in 45 seconds with cooldowns up, that saves you some time overall. Additionally, it's also very important to make sure that you have your cooldowns up for Lust. So making sure you track your uptime on Lust is very important. So it's if you have 2-minute cooldowns and you have 1 minute till Lust and you have cooldowns up, it would probably be worth the hold in that scenario. All in all, I just highly recommend that if you're a very cooldown dependent class, that you just take your time and look through the route and figure out where you're going to get the most value from your cooldowns from. and communicate with your tank when you have those cooldowns up. You know, it will really change your overall perspective on keys and really help you get your overall damage dialed in. You guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. See you around.
Hey guys, this is Pika from The Scent, and I'm here to give you a quick tip about Prot Warrior Mythic Plus. One of the greatest utilities you can bring to your Mythic Plus group is using Spell Reflect effectively in every dungeon you are in. Not only is this one of the best defensive CDs for a Prot Warrior, but it is also one of the best offensive ones as well. A well-timed Spell Reflect can act as magic mitigation, mob interrupt, huge DPS CD, and immunity all at the same time. Let's take a look at some examples. You have the more obvious uses such as Lord Waycrest Wasting Strike or Aquaseer's Undertow in Shrine, but there are many less obvious ones such as the Mechanized Peacekeeper Charge Claw in Motherlode, Adderus Cyclone Strike in Temple, or Toxic Monstrosity Consume in Junkyard. All of these do big damage back to their casters and are not necessarily a single target spell that is cast on you. A good way to get started is using Spell Reflect weak auras, just to help you know which things are reflectable and which ones are cast on you. All in all, you want to play with Spell Reflect as much as you can and find out how to use it best to your ability. Alright, cheers guys.
Something hunters are notoriously infamous for is dying. They are squishy, oh my goodness. And something that I've had to get comfortable with and something I've had to improve at is ensuring that I'm doing everything in my power to stay alive. You know your typical health stone and health potions. We all have resounding protection available on various pieces of gear, but something hunters have access to is an Azurite trait called Duck and Cover. And every time you feign death, you get an absorption shield of about 40-ish K, or at least it's 40K for me. Combining that with the plasma shield on your engineering belt, so instead of a knockback, you put the little absorption on your belt, it's about 60-70K, and you start accruing enough absorption to live and survive these big hits. Turtle, survival of the fittest, all of these things can be used in conjunction or alternating or anything of the sorts, and it makes a big difference. So my recommendation, if you're playing Beast Mastery Hunter in Season 4, pick up a Duck and Cover, get some kind of understanding of what you can or need to do to live these big hits, because there's nothing more frustrating than thinking you've done everything that you can possibly do and still flopping over like a big old trout. So stop flopping, enjoy your vopping, and start absorbing whatever you can through engineering, Duck and Cover, recover via exhilaration, health stone, health potion, turtle what you can, and get out there and kick some butt.
Hey everyone, this is Brute Manda, and I'll be filling in as the voice of Automatic Jack today with some quick Mythic Plus tips he sent in for healers. If you're a healer who uses versatility food, specifically biltong, then you won't need to worry about the sugar-crusted fish feast overriding your food buff when you eat it to regenerate mana in the middle of your dungeon run. In addition to that, if you have water from a vendor in your bag or even mage water, you can drink that and eat the sugar-crusted fish feast to dramatically increase your mana regeneration, allowing you to get back into combat sooner and better prepared. You can expect more healer-specific tips and tricks coming from Automatic Jack and other established healers in the Mythic Plus community in future videos. Thanks for watching.
I hope you enjoyed those tips and tricks from these guys. They are amazing players, and I love playing with them, and they are so good at what they do. Please go visit them on their Twitch channels and across any other social media platforms, YouTube channels, and videos they may have. Go. If you yourself want to be involved in these videos, comment below. You can send me tips or tricks publicly like that. You can reach out to me on Discord, through email, whatever the case may be. Various bits of pieces of information are available in the description below this video. But please post some tips and tricks. Let's make these videos as fun and as engaging and as informative as they can be. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Brutal. Go visit me on my Twitch channel, and we'll see you in the next one.